The 2012 MLB draft was full of MLB talent. Some have been late bloomers, some have been stars since they entered the league, and others still have not figured out at the big league level. The 2012 draft was loaded in and even outside the top 10, which we'll get to once we get down the list. But here are the top 10 picks from the 2012 MLB draft.
San Diego series tonight, low score, high fly ball, deep right field. We got a tie game. David Dahl to the second deck. 13th home run of the year for All-Star David Dahl.
Number 10, the Colorado Rockies select outfielder David Dahl. His first 63 games in 2016 were really solid, but he missed all of 2017 due to a rib injury, missed time in 2018 with the fractured right foot, and his season ended in 2019 due to an ankle sprain. He was great in the 240 games he played in those 3 seasons, even making an All-Star appearance in 2019. But even a very extended offseason heading into 2020 couldn't help him avoid the IL, playing only 24 games that season. After that, the Rockies had enough with his injuries and let him walk in free agency. 13 days later, the Rangers signed him to a 1-year deal. After yet again multiple IL stints and a 56 OPS plus when he was healthy and only 63 games, the Rangers decided to release him in August. Currently he's with the Brewers AAA team in Nashville, where his numbers have been impressive. He's still only 28, and with his All-Star appearance on his resume, he could revive his career given the right chance.
Back out there, he's at 94 pitches.
He's been sensational in this game. Realistically, only 4 hits for Seattle in this game tonight.
Here's Sam Hegarty.
It's called strike 3, top part of the strike zone.
He will leave the game setting down the final 6 batters he faced.
With the 9th pick, the Miami Marlins select left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney. After 1 season with the Marlins, they decided to trade him to the Dodgers, and the same day the Dodgers traded him to the Angels. There he had some alright seasons, but it was really nothing special. It looked like he was close to reviving his career with the Dodgers in 2022, but he got hurt after just 3 starts and so far has not come back.
1-2. And a call. Strike 3, first big league strikeout at 97.
With the 8th pick, the Pittsburgh Pirates select right-hand pitcher Mark Appel. Appel has been in the news a lot recently as of filming this video, but not because of anything he did with the Pirates. He actually never even signed with the Pirates and went back to college for his senior season. We all knew him as one of the biggest busts in recent history, getting taken #1 overall in 2013 and retiring from professional baseball in 2017. In 2021, he decided to return to professional baseball, and he had his best career year in AAA in 2022. That type of year got him a call up to the Phillies, and he finally made his MLB debut 8 years after going #1 overall. Will he actually turn into a reliable pitcher in the big leagues? Only time will tell.
How about that? A strikeout starts the 5th, and that's 3 strikeouts for the lefty Fried, who is cruising.
With the 7th pick, the San Diego Padres select left-handed pitcher Max Fried, and another player who got traded by the Padres way too early into their career. He was traded to the Braves in 2014 for Justin Upton, who only played 1 season for them in 2015. Fried, on the other hand, has been with the Braves ever since and has put up some great seasons in Atlanta, finishing 5th in Cy Young voting in 2020 and was a big part of the Braves World Series run in 2021. So far in 2022, it's been the same story, being the true ace of this Atlanta team as they try to repeat. You can watch players like Max Fried and other stars across baseball in person when you buy tickets with SeatGeek. And now when you enter promo code BREWPACK, exactly where my channel name is spelled, you can get to the game or nearly anything that requires a ticket for $20 less.
On 2-2. High fly ball into center. Back is Davis. 1 step from the wall. Tagging is Almora with great base running. And into second with 1 out. Good heads-up base running off the bench for Albert Almora.
With the 6th pick, the Chicago Cubs select outfielder Albert Almora. The first 3 seasons with the Cubs, starting at the World Series year in 2016, were alright at the plate. But in 2018, he had 12 defensive runs saved in center field. But then after a bad year in 2019 and even worse year in 2020, the Cubs let him walk in free agency to sign with the Mets. He had 6 hits and 54 plate appearances. Currently he's with the Reds, having an average year when you factor in his glove. His bat was never what got him selected as high as he was, but other than 2018, he's never put up the defensive stats he's needed to go along with his mediocre bat.
And that is grounded out to Mondesi, to Gutierrez, and over to Santana, and he did.
Kyle Zimmer, go ahead and finish it. Fantastic job.
With the 5th pick, the Kansas City Royals select right-handed pitcher Kyle Zimmer. signing with the Royals 3 separate times, after the draft, 2018 and 2019. He was considered one of the better prospects in baseball, as Baseball America placed Zimmer on their top 100 list 4 straight years from 2013 to 2016. But unfortunately for him, arm injuries prevented him from making his debut until his 3rd time signing with them, finally making his MLB debut in 2019. He wasn't too good during his rookie season, put up a 10.80 ERA in just 15 games. In the COVID-shortened 2020 season, he actually put up great numbers on the mound, but like most players that year, it's looking like a fluke. As in 2021, he had a huge drop-off with the Royals, and currently he's with the Reds in AAA, and his stats, even the minors, have not been good.
He needs a strike to Gausman. A high fly ball. Peterson backs up. Crawford is tagging. And Crawford is coming. Here comes the throw. And save! It is Kevin Gausman who wins the game. Unbelievable. Just the way we thought it would turn out.
With the 4th pick, the Baltimore Orioles select right-handed pitcher Kevin Gausman. He threw some nice seasons in Baltimore, his best being during 2014 in their run to the American League Championship Series. He threw 8 big innings in that postseason, and although he had some other good seasons with the Orioles, nothing else was like that 2014 season. In 2018, he got traded to Atlanta, where he had a great second half in that year, but then got DFA'd after a poor start to 2019, where he got picked up by the Reds as a reliever. But he's pitched at a different level since being signed with the Giants, finishing 6th in Cy Young voting, receiving MVP votes, and making his first All-Star game. Those 2 years with the Giants landed him a $110 million 5-year contract with the Blue Jays, where he is replicating those numbers.
Full count to the Rays catcher with 1 away here in the 2nd. And Zunino sends that one deep. He'll watch it fly. A long home run for Mike Zunino. He gets him again. His 2nd off McCullers, his 4th of the postseason, and the Tampa Bay Rays up 3-0 here in the 2nd inning.
With the 3rd pick, the Seattle Mariners select catcher Mike Zunino. The reason he was drafted number 3 was strictly for his defense, and he's shown out 55 defensive runs saved throughout his career. But every now and then that bat does show up to go along with that defense. In 2016, he had 113 OPS plus, and in 2017, he hit 25 home runs. 2018 was one of his best seasons behind the plate, but he also hit 20 home runs with an OPS plus of just 85. After an injured 2019-2020 season and numbers that didn't produce much until he was healthy, it was looking like a bad trade for the Rays, until 2021. One of his best years defensively and easily his best year at the plate, with a career-high 33 home runs, 559 slugging, and 136 OPS plus. He also earned his first All-Star selection and received an MVP vote, but unfortunately for him, he's back to being injured and put up poor stats at the plate in 2022.
A drive to left field. He has done it again. Unbelievable. Well, you didn't walk him, you went right after him, and he made you pay. Wow.
With the 2nd pick, the Minnesota Twins select outfielder Byron Buxton. Injuries have been the story of his career, and so far, he has been a big what if. He's a star and a big name, but he could be a superstar and possibly on a Hall of Fame path if he's been healthy throughout his career. One of the best defensive players in baseball, and especially in the outfield. A career 63 outs above average, 62 defensive runs saved, and 57 runs above average. His bat was never what got him picked this high, but in 2021 he put up 19 home runs in just 61 games, and OPS over 1,000. If he kept those numbers up with his defensive abilities, then he's going to finish 2nd MVP voting ahead of Vlad Jr. So far this year, his offensive stats have been really good, hitting 20 home runs in just 59 games. He has been on the injured list this year, but if he didn't play 93 games or more, it would just be the 2nd time in his 8-year career he will reach those many games in a season. And before we get to the number 1 overall pick and how their career turned out, here's some other big names from that draft that are drafted outside of the top 10. Josh Hader, Taylor Rogers, Max Muncy, Chris Taylor, Edwin Diaz, Jesse Winker, Matt Olson, Joey Gallo, Corey Seager, Lucas Giolito, and that's only about half of the All-Stars drafted outside the top 10.
Talking to the home plate umpire, Corey Blazer. Here's a fly ball into right. Back at the wall. This game is over. Correa ends it. Series is tied in a game apiece.
With the #1 overall pick, the Houston Astros select shortstop Carlos Correa. No one is down Correa's ability to get it down on the field, winning the Rookie of the Year in 2015, being an All-Star in the Astros' infamous 2017 season, and his best year coming in 2021, winning the Gold Glove and finishing 5th in MVP voting. Correa has won a lot throughout his time with the Astros, reaching the playoffs in every year except one and making 3 different World Series appearances, including 1 championship. And in those postseason runs, he had some big hits in them. And now in Minnesota, he's yet again putting up great numbers at the plate and on the field as he tries to help the Twins win their first postseason game since 2006 and their first series since 2002. Unfortunately for Correa, not a lot of people think of his greatness on the field when someone mentions his name. They'll think right now and maybe forever his part on the 2017 Astros team. Not for winning the World Series, but his part in the cheating scandal. We aren't going to get too in-depth in that because that would take a long time to talk about, but at the end of the day, Correa cheated. And if he had any chance at Cooperstown, it has to be gone now if players like Barry Bonds also aren't in because of cheating. And hate Carlos Correa all you want, but he's going to defend his players and his team from those cheating years.
When you look at the World Series, they left so many guys on base on Game 7. Cody didn't have a good World Series. So for him to be talking about us stealing that championship, you should get informed. You should be informed before you talk about other players. If you don't know the facts, then you gotta shut the